My name's Cliff.
Do you mind talking to Brooklands TV about your lovely Fiat?
No, it's fine. It's 1974 Fiat 128 Coupe. I got it about 3 years ago. I had one when I was 18 and spent about 12 years trying to find another one. And I was lucky enough to find this one, say, 3 years ago.
Where did you find her?
Funny enough, I found it 10 miles from my house in Haywards Heath. Yes.
And was she in this condition?
It wasn't far off this. Obviously, someone had spent quite a bit of time on it previously. But it's a non-runner at the time, but it's up and running and needed minimal work doing to it. But now it's back on the road and an ongoing project, as they say.
So tell me about it. What year is it?
It's a 1974 model. I think these were only made for 3 or 4 years in the coupe version. They've done the 3P that followed this with a hatchback. But as far as I know, not many of these survive now.
Is it part of a club? Are you involved in a specific
I'm a member
club?
of the Fiat UK club.
Okay.
There's not enough cars in this country to support the club for this particular mark on its own.
So what do you have on the list to do?
New front springs,
Right.
because these racing ones are a bit hard.
Okay.
And a little bit of body work on the next door and just generally tidying up. Otherwise, it's nearly there.
Is she a keeper?
Oh,
For as long as you think? For as long as you
having
think?
spent so long trying to find one, yes, I'm going to keep it for a while.
I mean, she really is unusual, isn't she?
Yes.
You don't see them around.
No.
Can I open up the door?
Yes, let me just get the key. It had the wrong seats in it when I bought it.
Okay.
It took me a long time, and I found the seats and just had them retrimmed. So the interior's not quite finished at the moment.
But she's absolutely standard,
Yes.
as far as you know?
Yes. The only non-standard thing is the engine.
Okay.
It has actually got a 1500 engine in as opposed to the 1300. This came from the X19, so it gives it a 5-speed gearbox as well.
Same vintage?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
A bit more poke.
A little bit more, yeah. It's not fast by today's standards, but I don't buy them just for speed.
No, I understand that. Do you have others?
Other cars?
Yeah.
I do, unfortunately, yes. Yes, I've got 2 other classics.
Well, that's super. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good day.
Oh, pleasure.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
And what's your name?
My name's Ben.
Ben. And this is a lovely Maserati.
Yes.
How long have you had her?
I've had this about 2 or 3 years now.
It's a very interesting car to go and get.
Yeah, they're not as much money as you'd think they are, you know, once they get used. The depreciation's quite expensive, but they are quite a lot to run, but you can get them for a lot cheaper than what you'd imagine. So, you know, mine's never caused me any problems other than the battery going flat because it's not used enough.
It's 2011?
2011, yeah.
And what made you decide to go for her?
The looks, basically.
Okay.
The looks, I mean, and the luxury.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of car for the money, and just you don't see them either. You know, you don't. If you get the equivalent Mercedes or BMW, they're everywhere. But these, unless you're at somewhere like this,
Yeah.
You're not going to see another one.
So what's the engine?
4.2 Ferrari.
Okay.
Ferrari engine.
Is that a V8? Is
V8,
it?
yeah. But
She's
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, they're pretty cars.
Is this a main car for you, or is it one that you keep in the garage and bring out every now and again?
Yeah. I mean, I don't need my car for work because I commute on the train. So really, this is just a pleasure car. But you could run them every day. You still could run them every day. But in general, I think most people keep them garaged.
And you decided this rather than, say, a big Jag, for instance?
Yeah,
because
just purely because of the rarity.
And it's a Maserati.
Yeah. You don't have to explain very much when you say you've got a Maserati. You know, that's enough said. So, yeah.
Can I have a look inside?
Yeah, of course.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, it's just the attention to detail. Like, you've got a blind that comes up at the back, and you know, it's just. Yeah. Whereas a lot of them are quite black and somber inside, you know, this is just shouts a bit more
Italian.
Luxury. Yeah, Italian. Yeah. In the way that British cars are sort of like a gentleman's smoking club, this is like a sort of Italian suit, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely nicely
it just
described.
Reminds you of it.
Yeah, yeah. A lovely car.
Yeah, no problem.
Right, well, thank you very much. I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well indeed, thank you. What's your name?
Adrian.
Adrian. This is a lovely Fiat.
Yes.
What is it?
It's a Fiat Punto convertible, 1997. Obviously originally a tin top. The bodies were then given over to Bertoni, as you can see.
Yeah.
Who then chopped the roofs off, turned it into a convertible. And I think there's about 32 left in England at the moment, still on the road. And lots of fun.
So, you say there's 32 remaining, but how many were there? Because I've never seen one before.
I don't know. I'm assuming all over Europe, quite a few.
Okay.
But over the years, they rot and accidents and bits and pieces, so less of them are available, and they're just so much fun.
How long have you had her?
3 years.
In this condition?
Yes.
Gosh, what a find.
Yeah. There's a tiny little bit of rust coming around the bottom of the
which
doors
is not
on the other
unusual.
side, which is, it's 24 years old.
Yeah.
So, lovely cars.
And colour-wise, again,
yes,
it's immaculate, isn't it?
She's named Arancia because it's Italian for orange.
Okay.
So I name all my cars. So this one is Arancia, and I love her, absolutely love her.
Do you know the history of her?
I have got all the MOTs and the buyer's certificate at home, and everything is covered. In the earlier years, it was rather temperamental, say.
Okay.
But for me, it's a joy of motoring. It's absolutely reliable and good fun.
So what's the engine?
1.2.
And she's absolutely standard, as far as you know?
Yeah, yep.
It's a manual roof?
You want to see the roof go back?
Yeah, I'd love to, if I may.
Right, very simple. Right, all you have to do is just make sure that obviously you have to make sure that the handbrake is on, it's out of gear, and you just basically
There's a full four-seater.
And then you've also got a little tonneau cover for the back.
Have you?
That you literally
tidies it up.
Yeah, just do it there, the other side.
Yeah.
Lift the boot up, and there's a tiny little flap that you then tuck inside, and the boot actually holds the tonneau on.
So the Italians had the detail, didn't they?
God, yes, as they always have done.
They have done, yeah.
Yes.
That's a really sweet car. Thank you very much for sharing
That's
with
right.
me.
That's been an absolute pleasure.
Good morning, how are you?
Morning, very good, thank you.
What's your name?
Sasha.
Sasha. This is a lovely Fiat.
Oh, this is Luigi here.
Luigi?
Yes, Luigi.
How long have you had a relationship with Luigi?
Since I was 17, so coming up to 10 years.
Wow, okay, that's a long time.
We go back.
So why did you fall in love with Luigi?
Oh, so before I could drive, I said I want a classic Fiat. My parents weren't sure, but when they found out the insurance and everything was very cheap, over came Luigi, and I've had him since then, learnt to drive in him and everything.
How did you find him?
My dad managed to find him, so it was owned by a guy that collected Italian cars, and then they decided to specialise in just Ferraris, so we managed to gain Luigi to be our own. Fully original still.
So you haven't had to do too much to him? Or
Nothing's been done, fully original still.
Wow. And do you know the history of him in the sense of who's had him? And
I think there's only been 3 owners, so we're the 3rd owner.
do you use him daily Or?
Used to use him every single day, but since then, not so. Since COVID, not so much. But when I used to go to school every day, I did drive him every single day.
Right.
So yeah.
Can I have a look inside?
Of course you may.
Open?
It might not be as clean as
That's okay.
we hope.
That's all right.
But yeah, of course, have a look
So
inside.
all the seats and so on, and the
fully
trims,
original, yeah.
Just gonna have a look in.
If you would.
He's so original, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And it's obviously had a few. I've had a few breakdowns in my time.
Yeah.
So we've had those, but no, fully original. Nothing's been updated.
He's very nice. Great car to have a relationship with.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for letting me film you.
No.
Vincent Abbott.
Vincent, and it looks amazing. Is it an original?
Well, this one's a replica, but it's the replica of the 1976 Monte Carlo winning car, driven by Sandro Minari. It was always my favourite car, and when I realised that you could actually build a replica that was quite affordable at the time, then I sort of jumped in with both feet, really. And it was the best decision I ever made. It's
How long have you had it?
Since 1987.
Wow.
Yeah, so quite a while.
Gosh, and so you built her?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Who's we? Are you
Me and my father, Hugh. Yeah, it was like a little joint effort that we built. I was only about 21 at the time, so yeah, it was quite a challenge back then. But the car's just evolved brilliantly, really.
Is she a complete replica in the sense of engine, gearbox?
Well, it's got a more modern drivetrain. It's got the Alpha V6 engine from the 166, which is brilliant. With 300 horsepower, it's giving more brake horsepower than the original, but being totally reliable and much more affordable, really. And more usable.
And so do you use her competitively?
Our philosophy is use but not abuse.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of demo events and car shows and things to sort of enjoy the car, really, but without risking it too much.
Do you do regularities and so on in her? I heard you talking about European rallies.
Not so much with this one. We did we were a course car on the Pirelli Classic Marathon in '91, I think. So yeah, we've done various events like that. We've done special stages of the RAC rally, whatever, Goodwood as well, and all sorts of events.
She's gorgeous. Can I have a look inside?
Yeah, absolutely. The vast majority of the interior is original.
So does the original car still exist?
Yes, but in a slightly different guise, because the cars would have evolved over the years, because they were work machines, they were rally cars.
Yeah.
So this actual car doesn't quite exist in this exact style anymore. It will have evolved over the years.
But this replicates the car as of the year that it was rallied?
Yeah, almost precisely, with the correct wheel arches, the correct logos, the correct stickers. The only compromise being the roof scoop, because Monte Carlo was sort of like a January event, very cold environment. There was no need for the roof scoop. That was introduced later on for the warmer events, but we tried to stick with authenticity, and we didn't have that for many years. But it is such an essential requirement with this car. Because of the shape of the windscreen, you don't get any airflow through the side windows. So that was the one compromise from the 76 event, is the roof scoop. But otherwise, from the antenna to the placement of all the fixtures and fittings, and even the correct aluminium rally plates,
Really?
They're absolutely spot on original to that car of that period.
Fun to drive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the biggest bang for your buck you could ever imagine.
Nigel Knight.
Nigel, and this is your Fiat Dino?
Fiat Dino Spider, yeah, 1968. I've had it for about 7 years. It's a totally original car. It's never been welded. Has never had any work done to it, really, apart from being painted.
Did you have it painted?
No. I bought it as is. I've had a lot of other. It's been the same ownership for 20 odd years. I think all he'd done was sort of change the oil on it, hadn't really done very much else. So I've had the gearbox rebuilt, the synchro gone on second, the brakes needed doing at the back, all the bushes and ball joints on the front had gone. But no, I mean, otherwise bodily it's totally original. Interior is original. It's even got the original roof on it, which doesn't stop the water getting through, sadly. But I originally bought a coupe back in the late 80s because I wanted something with a Ferrari engine in it, with a view to getting Ferraris at a later date. And since bought all sorts of Ferraris. I've had 550 Maranello, Testarossa, 308, 328, 348, 360. But they just were never as good as the car I bought. So
in what sense weren't they as good?
They just don't drive as well. The later Ferraris don't sound as nice. This is just delightful, especially the 2 litre. It's got really lovely steering. The engine, the whole car's just so well balanced. There's no scuttle shake like an Alfa. They're just amazing cars.
It's a 2 litre V6.
So it's 2 litre quad cam, 6 carburettor. All aluminium V6, the same as in the 206 Ferrari Dino, with a 5-speed gearbox. Yeah. I mean, you probably know the story, but originally Ferrari needed to homologate the engine for racing back in the mid-60s. They changed the rules, didn't they, for Formula 2, I think it was. Okay. So, and they got together with Fiat, because Ferrari couldn't build the 500 engines a year, which they needed to do. So they built a car around the engine, essentially. So the Fiat Dino, Coupe, Spider, and the Ferrari Dino. The Ferrari Dino, which had this engine in, is a very, very rare car. It's only made 152 of them. They're sort of largely handmade with aluminium body.
Late 60s?
Yeah, about the same, 66, 67, I think the 206 Dino came out. And you can always tell because they have the spinner wheel, centre spinner hubs on them. Although the very early 246s also have that. They also have a slightly shorter wheelbase than the Ferrari than the later 246s. 206 GT. They only made them in a hardtop. They didn't make a Targa top like they did for 246.
Now have a look inside.
Yeah.
So have you had to do any work to her?
Just mechanical stuff, really. So as I said, he just literally just changed the oil, but they kept it in a perfect garage in a very low humidity area of Italy, Perugia.
Okay.
So all I've had to do is mechanical stuff. The synchro on second had gone completely. The handbrake shoes had worn out. All the bushes and ball joints had gone on the front. What else did I do? I had the carburetors rebuilt by QV, and they did the valve clearance on it.
Original roof.
Yes, original roof, original rear screen, which has sadly cracked since we've had it. But no, I mean the wheels have never been refurbished. So it's a totally original car. So just apart from the paint. From Italy, 2015 went down there, drove down to look at 5 cars. We went to Le Mans. And then I drove down, I hired a car and drove all the way around Italy and had a look at 4, looked at 5, and this is by far the best.
I've tried to get him to replace the roof because it's original. He won't let me.
Is it because it's original?
Yeah.
Well, no, it does need doing because it does leak. If it started to properly rain, it would just come straight through. But obviously don't tend to use it in the rain. So.
It's a drop pick car, isn't it?
Yeah. I had it all under sealed as well because when they build these, they didn't. They literally welded it all together and then painted it, so all the box sections were just bare metal. So Alex Dupe, who's also here, he completely did all the box sections 2-stage under seal. Did a very, very thin, watery type stuff to start with, so it went through all the joints, and then a sort of slightly thicker one.
Well, thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.
right? Where have you come from? Today?
From Italy.
Italy, today?
No, I'm joking. Enfield.
Enfield. So what's the engine?
It's a Ford.
Ford, what size?
Lotus.
Is it? You having a good day?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, really good.
Good.
Yeah.
So what's the engine in here?
It's an 850cc Uno 45.
And that, is that from the Bath engine?
It is. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just a conversion. It's basically a replica. But it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. So you've built this up, have you?
No, me and my dad have done it. It's behind.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Keeping it clean for you.
Yeah, that's it.
You're going to get it dirty for him out there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have fun with it. That's it. Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thanks so much.
Rally car.
Thank you.
Is it?
It was a race car in the 90s.
Was it?
Which I bought a few years ago, and I just put I've done it in the rally spec of the. It's a year later than the 86 rally car.
Okay. So how long have you had it?
About 10 years.
Great, lovely car.
Cheers.
You enjoy it?
I love it. Yeah. It's got the original racing gearbox, like straight cut gearbox, and the original block and stuff. It's got modern management, modern turbo.
Okay.
So it's running 240 brake now.
Is it?
It's about 400 per tonne. So it's quite twitchy.
But great fun.
Great
in
fun,
control,
yeah.
certainly.
Great fun, yeah. Very analog.
Have a good day. It's a really good picture, guys. You're now on BMTV and YouTube. Are you Louise? Hi, lovely car. And you race her?
Yes, I do.
What's the engine?
So it's a 1368cc two-jet engine with a larger turbo, so it's running about 300 bhp and 900 kilograms.
And what series do you race her in?
Sports car, clubs, turbo tip tops against Minis and Peugeots and Fiestas.
She's great.
Thank you very much.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, this car is an original factory car that raced in Sweden and then in Norway, and we got it this year.
So what I see was built by the factory?
Yes, this is a proper Assetto course.
Yeah.
2012.
Fascinating. Thanks, Louise. Have a good day. Sir, did you build the car?
Built for us, 1.3 Rally, 1968. Perfect car.
And what do you do with her?
We've done the Sheer Hill climb,
Yeah.
we've been to Goodwood, and just enjoy going out.
How long have you had her?
About half a year.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, well done.
Yes, perfect little car.
So was it built to your specification in a sense, or did you just take her off the shelf?
No, so I bought it from a chap who had a 1.6 litre HF full Fiat Rally, and he had this as his run around car, and he decided to sell this one, and I thought it was perfect for us to make into our own project. So it's a bit of work on the dashboard, but engine still runs perfectly fine. So new rally clocks. We're going to hopefully take it out to Italy, Stelvio Pass, and do some of the proper rallies.
Do some interesting stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Is she as mean as she looks?
Every bit.
Every bit. How long have you had her?
Well, it's a friend's car, and I drive it on occasions such as this. But I've driven the car now for about 6 years.
Okay. And was she built this way originally? Did it at Fiat of Bath? Super. 68?
64.
64. And what's the engine?
1600 twin cam.
Ooh!
In a small car.
Yes. So what's the weight? So what's it putting out, the engine?
It's got about 160 horsepower at the moment.
On this weight. I bet she's fun. Great, sir. Thank you. Have a good day. So what's its history? Was it built this way?
No, I've modified this quite extensively, but I found it by accident 30 years ago, 50 quid.
£50?
Yeah.
Good news, yeah.
I've been modifying it ever since. So,
yeah. So did it start off life as a competition?
It was an Arbath, but it wasn't in this spec.
Yeah.
It is a genuine Arbath A112.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've progression modified. Oh, looks like we've got to go.
Yeah. Enjoy your day.
Darren Hooper.
Darren, lovely car.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ in Rosso Granada, which is the 1971 Mura SVJ colour. One of one.
Wow.
One of one. So that's what you see. A lot of Lamborghinis, Aventadors are a different colour: whites, oranges, yellows. I just wanted something different. I was born in 1971 colour.
So you had this created?
Created at Lamborghini factory, yeah. One-off palette colour. You can't. It's not stock. They had to mix it up specially. So yeah.
Wonderful colour.
I love it.
So how long have you had her?
2 years. 2019. 2 years in July. Picked her up on my birthday actually. July 2019.
From Lamborghini in Italy?
No, I picked it up from Lamborghini Pangmore.
Okay.
That's where I purchased it from, on their grand reopening. So the grand reopening of Lamborghini Pangmore showroom, I picked this up on my birthday at the same time as the grand reopening. So the CEO with HRO was there, got a YouTuber, so yeah, good event, really good event.
Just take me around, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. Got the matte carbon fibre on the splitter there. Yeah. Excuse the bugs. Black calipers, bronze wheels. That's nice, those brakes. I know, huge. That's a special, that's a bronze plate, the colour in there, that was extra. It's got the SVJ logo on the side. Sportiest model. Matte carbon spoiler. Obviously the twin exhaust, 6.5 V12, 770 brake horsepower.
And a great number plate.
And a great number plate.
She's absolutely lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for showing me around.
My
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Lovely car. What's your name?
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you.
Matt. And it's a Lamborghini?
Diablo Roadster VT.
What year?
1997.
Beautiful design.
Yeah, that's actually the designer's name there on the sill. A little nod to him. Out of the 3,000 Diablos they made, only 200 in the world in right-hand. Only 200 a Roadster, only 30 in right-hand drive. So quite rare.
So how long have you had her?
Quite short amount of time. I had a Huracan Performante beforehand, and I decided I wanted to try something a little bit more old school. So, and I love manual gearboxes. I had a manual Gallardo, but obviously you can't get a Huracan in manual, so I decided to go. I was either looking for a manual Murcielago, like the yellow one in front, or Diablo, and this Roadster happened to pop up, so it's a good opportunity to get into a car which is enjoyable to drive, and hopefully the million-dollar question is it might appreciate a little bit in a few years.
So, just to explain to me, so I'm walking around this way, that's the hard top, is it?
Yes, so it's got a stowable hard top, so that just unclips, sits there on top of the engine bay. That's why the Roadster has such big revisions on the rear end for cooling, because with that obviously in place it sort of does affect the cooling capabilities of the engine slightly. Yeah. But that's a removable, stowable carbon fibre single piece that clips in place. So when I do have it removed, I don't lose any of my storage in the front, because it just sits on the back of the car. That is very clever. Really good design.
So are you pleased that you've gone retro?
Yes, I love it, yeah.
And what makes you love it? Is it the design?
The rawness, the manual, no driver aids. And I think it's cool. I think with modern supercars, you can sometimes get some bad attention, a little bit of bad press, but I think in an older one, you can sort of get away with it a bit more, go to the shops in it.
It's a work of art, isn't it?
It's really nice.
So the engine's a V12?
Yes, 5.7 V12. Diablo, then my initials. Yeah, the cars were designed in the 80s. The original Diablo was released in 1990, and then this is a 97.
And was this the last of the range?
Yes, it was in 99 where Audi take over and turn the 5.7 into a 6 litre, and then that then starts their reign of taking over the Lamborghini brand, really.
Okay. So where have you come from today?
Cornwall.
Really?
Yeah, me and my friend left Cornwall in Devon at 4 in the morning to come up here for this.
How was the weather?
It was okay. We did have to stop and put the roof on for a short amount of time, and then we were able to set off again.
You good man.
But I've only had the car for a few months, so this was the first test for it really, and it's so far
It's
so
a long
good.
test, was it 5 hours?
Yeah, just under, but it's so far so good.
And that is really
it's comfortable,
something.
because the tyres are so big.
Yeah.
It's not like the modern low profiles, it's comfortable, big tyres, comfortable car, soft suspension, adaptive. Well, the first car they made with adaptive suspension, so I can set it in soft mode and enjoy the ride.
Are you going back today?
Yes.
You're mad. You should spend the night over there.
It's a lovely hotel. I've stayed there before.
Have you?
Really
Okay.
nice.